Well, the Prince of Wales and Australia's Princess of Pop have joined forces overnight. William and Kylie Minogue meeting at a major climate event in Rio. All the while, his uncle Andrew makes more headlines. Let's bring in Daily Mirror Associate Editor Russell Myers, who's live for us in Belém, Brazil. Rusty, let's get on to Andrew in a second. But first off, that royal partnership of sorts, as we're calling it, that's happening in Brazil. Who do you think was more starstruck? Would it have been Kylie or William?
Oh no, definitely William. Kylie was taking it all in her stride. She's been used to this sort of arena before. She was absolutely fantastic. She did a bit of a medley last night at Prince William's Shot Awards, which took place in Rio de Janeiro. And it's been a great few days for William. You know, we've had a lot of crowds out and about. We have Shawn Mendes here. He was quite a character. He did one of his new songs. Yeah. But Kylie brought the house down, and certainly William was he was a bit starstruck, I think.
Are they mates from way back, the two of them, William and Kyles?
I don't think they go way back. Certainly, you know, King Charles is probably more friends with Kylie because she's done a few things with the Jubilee, and she's definitely had a role with the Royals and the King's Trust before. But William, yeah, I mean, he brought in the big guns for this one. So, you know, Shawn Mendes, big star. Kylie, you know, absolute superstar as well.
Absolutely. I mean, he has been busy, Prince William, hasn't he? He's also been rubbing shoulders with some world leaders while he's over there.
He has. This is why you join me in Belém, in the heart of the Amazon. And we flew here this morning. Prince William is here for the COP, the Global Climate Change Conference. And he was speaking to world leaders there, essentially saying, you know, what type of world do we want? What world do we want to leave to the next generation? He was calling it certainly a perilous time for action. And we're in this sort of decade of action, which he's trying to do with his Earthshot Prize. And hopefully speaking to those leaders, you know, Brazil has got a huge ecological background, but a huge problem with deforestation and ecological and environmental problems. Yeah. So hopefully, you know, someone of William's stature will change a few hearts and minds.
Absolutely. All right. Well, all of this, of course, has been a bit of a welcome distraction from the mounting Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor saga, as he is now summoned to the US over links to Jeffrey Epstein. Another twist.
Well, indeed. I mean, how many more twists? This has been going on not only for the last couple of weeks, but certainly the last few years. And Buckingham Palace will have sort of breathed a sigh of relief to have a little bit of respite from it, I think. But it's unwelcome news for Andrew. Buckingham Palace certainly trying to draw a line under this saga. But with the US Congressional Committee inviting, I would say, at this stage, Andrew to come over and speak to them, then it looks... Well, certainly. I mean, he doesn't need to leave the country, does he? But if he does, then I think he could be in hot water. You know, certainly legal experts have been saying if he was to step foot in the US, then he could be duty bound. So I think lots of ifs, buts, and maybes at the moment. But you know, is it a good look if he denies them the opportunity to interview him? I would say so. But does he have anything to lose? He might think he does from leaving your house at the moment.
The saga draws on. But one royal who is just untouchable, and she's just wonderful, isn't she? Princess Anne, arriving in Australia tomorrow. She's on the ground here for 4 days. Are you joining her for the jam-packed agenda?
I am very sad to say I am not, unfortunately. But, you know, whenever Princess Anne is in town, we know she's going to be rolling her sleeves up and, you know, paying tribute to the men and women, not only of the forces, but some of the charities that she's associated with. She's going to be in Singapore beforehand, so it's a pretty busy time for her. And, you know, listen, when all this sort of business about Prince Andrew or Harry and Meghan is going on, who is the one who is getting on with the job with no fuss? It is Princess Anne, so we're very lucky to have her.
She just gets it done, doesn't she, Rusty? Just like you. Thank you for joining us again this morning. Have a good weekend.
Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor has been summoned to America to hand over information on paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Live to Nine's Europe correspondent Hannah Sinclair in London. Hannah, this all comes as his titles are officially stripped.
That's right, Jane. Entries published in the UK's official public record confirming the removal of Andrew's titles as ordered by the King. Andrew has also been summoned to appear before congressmen in Washington for questioning over his links to paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. The disgraced royal has 2 weeks to respond to the written request as the rest of the royal family gets on with their duties. Here in London, Queen Camilla has paid tribute to the lives lost during the First World World War at the 97th Field of Remembrance at Westminster Abbey. The Queen visibly moved as she placed a personal cross of remembrance during the service. Princess Anne will be taking part in remembrance services in Australia in the coming days, set to touch down tomorrow for a 4-day visit. Meanwhile, Prince William is still in Brazil now with the British Prime Minister and other world leaders at the COP30 Leaders Summit, where he has delivered a speech. Take a look.
We know what is at stake. We know what must be done. And we know that no country, no community, no individual can do it alone.
Wills with world leaders as Meghan returns to her former career. She has been spotted on a film set in LA 8 years after quitting acting. Jane?